I thought I'd found the love of my life online until we discovered we shared the same father. I always believed love would find me in the most unexpected way, but I never imagined it would arrive through a message on an obscure poetry forum from someone named Ash from Kent. His words were raw, beautiful, and broken, and so were mine. I was 25, living in Bath, fresh out of a toxic relationship, and seeking something real, something human. Ash and I spoke every night for months. We'd share our fears, our dreams, our childhood memories. He told me about growing up in Canterbury with a quiet mother and an absent father. I told him about my mom who raised me alone in a small flat in Manchester and how I never knew my dad. There was something magnetic about him, an ache I couldn't place but recognized. We met in person 6 months later under the London Eye on a rainy Saturday, and the second I saw him, it felt like I was seeing someone I'd known forever. His laugh made my chest ache. Our first kiss happened under a street lamp in the drizzle, and I knew I was already in too deep. In the months that followed, everything became a whirlwind. Weekend getaways to Cornwall, lazy Sundays in bed, whispered promises in the dark. My mom noticed the glow in me. "You seem happy," she said once. "He reminds me of someone." I brushed it off, thinking she was just being nostalgic. But then came the moment that shattered everything. It was his birthday. We were at my flat in Bath, and I gave him an old book of poetry I found in my mother's attic. As he flipped through the pages, a photograph slipped out, my mother, young and radiant, standing beside a man I didn't recognize. Ash froze. He picked up the photo with shaking hands. "That's my dad," he whispered. My heart stopped. I laughed at first, thinking it was a coincidence, until we sat down and pieced the truth together. His father's name was David Rutherford. My mother had always said she'd loved a man named David, but he left before I was born. Ash's father, David, left his family when Ash was 4. My mother had been pregnant. Neither of us knew. We were half-siblings. I couldn't breathe. I ran to the bathroom and vomited, shaking, cold, nauseated. How could fate be so cruel? We had fallen in love, shared our bodies, our secrets, our hearts, only to discover we were blood. I confronted my mom. She collapsed into tears. "I didn't know where he went," she sobbed. "I never imagined this would happen." Ash confronted his mother too. She confessed the same. Our love story was a tragic accident born from abandonment and lies. For weeks, we didn't speak. I tried to date other people. I tried to erase his name from my mouth, but every heartbeat echoed his laughter. One night, I got a message from him. "I missed the way you saw me, not as someone's son, but as someone's soul." We met in Hyde Park, silent at first. Then we talked about the pain, the wrongness, the irony. We knew we could never be what we were again, but we also knew we'd never be strangers. We made a pact to honor what we had as something real, even if forbidden. We wrote a book together anonymously about our love story called The Rain Between Us. It became a quiet success in indie circles. We donated all proceeds to a charity for abandoned children. He moved to Brighton. I stayed in Bath. We still speak on birthdays, quietly, respectfully, always remembering what was and what should never have been. I never told my future partners the full story. It lived inside me, a tender scar. Years later, I saw Ash again, at a poetry reading in London. He looked the same, only softer. He smiled and said, "It's still raining," and I smiled back and said, "It always will." And in that moment, it didn't hurt. It was just a story, our story. One else would ever fully understand except us.